Welcome, friends. Today I'm going to start a new series on selling and transaction analysis. So, what is transaction analysis? Whenever I start a new training program, I talk about personality built up, what it takes to be a effective and impactful salesman. I've always been saying that there are two skills that we need to invest on. One is your communication skill, and the other is your interpersonal skills. How do we improve communication skills? Reading is something that is so very critical in enhancing your communication, enhancing your confidence, enhancing your ability to speak your mind. Whereas interpersonal skills, how do you build them? And this one theory and one concept is very, very powerful in helping you enhance your ability to build relationships, ability to improve your interpersonal skills, and thereby become an effective salesman. So, in the last 20 years, whatever modules that I've created on selling, they use this basic principle of transaction analysis to build assertiveness, to build impactful selling skills. So if you look at, there are different approaches to selling. Most of the time in pharma, we look at three classical approaches to selling. The most common approach to selling is what is known as the submissive selling. Now this comes in various forms. When we look at submissive selling, we call it persuasive selling, we call it reminder calls that when we make, or we do a download selling where we are just kind of going and detailing everything to the customer. We do pleading, sophisticated begging. I may give you many names for this, but this is the predominant way most of the salesmen sell, and most of the pharma companies train their salesmen to sell in this particular form. Then there is what is known as the aggressive form of selling. What is the aggressive form of selling that we see today in the market? The aggressive form of selling today that we see in the market is that of a barter sales. You give something to the doctor, he gives it to you back. You oblige the doctor, you kind of buy in the doctor, and thereby you are able to aggressively demand and get prescriptions and sales from him. There is the give and take, you can kind of try and talk it, the CRM based model of selling, wine and dine the customer and sell, or probably invest and do a return on investments. This becomes the basic ideology on which the selling is being based. Whereas both these principles of selling are rendered ineffective in the long run, or both of them do not really create a powerful salesman. So there's a mid path, there's known as an assertive way of selling. And when you come down to doing assertive selling, you will be able to be a better impactful salesman, you'll be able to get in better results. This assertive selling comes in various forms. You can give it various names. Multiple sales trainers talk on these various forms. And these, what you can call them, evidence-based selling, benefit selling. You can call it the interactive selling. You can call it relationship-based selling. All these places, the salesman's personality emerges, the salesman's competence and capabilities emerge, and thereby he is able to go and convert customers and bring in sales. So it is very different from being a submissive salesman or being an aggressive salesman, which are most common ways in which sales people are trained today. How do you train this assertive selling? How do you get an individual prepared for assertive selling? Knowing transaction analysis becomes a very, very important aspect. So this series I'm going to cover on transaction analysis. This first lecture I'm going to give you a little brief history of TA. What does TA stand for? And in the subsequent lectures, I'll take you through building your understanding on TA and then applying it to sales. So let's start with what is TA? So a little history on TA. Somewhere in the early 1900s, there was a Sigmund Freud coined what is known as, talked about personality of people, and he coined three words: id, ego and superego. So he said that people operate out of basic instincts known as the id. Then once their id is satisfied, id is nothing but food, clothing, shelter, your ability to survive. This is known as id. Then people move out of another area where they operate, which is known as ego. They are aware that they are self, so they try and bring in pleasures and comfort to this ego. And there's another part of your motives that drive you is superego, where you give up the concepts like country, concepts like parenting, all these concepts, you sacrifice yourself also for an value or a thought that you hold dear. These three things were able to explain human behavior to a good extent, but not completely. Then there was some huge experiments done on why people behave the way they behave by Winter Penfield. This was around Second World War, and he coined a lot of postulates on different ways and motives that people work, and it helped you understand human mind and how you can interact with this human mind. But one thing what was classical about Winter Penfield, he said that an individual's personality gets fixed by the time he is 5 years of age, 5 to 6 years of age. Beyond this particular period of time, his personality just replays those emotions and reactions. So while we are interacting with people, we need to understand that there is a pattern of thought and behavior that they follow, and these are fixed by the time they are 7. However, this was not able to explain variety of behaviors, variety of motives, and variety of personalities that an individual displayed when it comes down to relating. So if I want to get into an assertive relationship with an individual, I want to build interpersonal skills, I need to understand the personality of an individual, and people show a variety of personalities, and these examples that everyone quoted, whether it's Winter Penfield or Sigmund Freud, most of them were not able to explain the why a person behaves in a manner he does very clearly. So it becomes very difficult to then reach out to those individuals. However, this changed in 1961 when Leonardo Eric Berne wrote a book called Games People Play, and he postulated or proposed the theory of transaction analysis. And this particular theory caught on like wildfire. Eric Berne's theory told us that our personality is made up of not one, our personality is not a singular personality or one fixed personality, but every individual operates out of 3 different levels of personality, or 3 different levels known as the ego states. So an individual's personality has got 3 dimensions known as the child ego state, the adult ego state, and the parent ego state. And when you are interacting with people, the person may respond to you and react to you from different ego states at different times. Our ability to understand, recognize these personalities and onto the other individual, recognize our own personalities from where we are operating, will help you build relationships better, will help you assert better. So Eric Berne's book and this theory he postulated, he was a psychologist, and many people accepted this view. He didn't live very long after writing this. I think a couple of years later he wrote another book called What Do You Say After You Say Hello, and he passed away. However, these theories were taken up by multiple behavioral scientists and psychologists and used it in various settings, and each one of them was able to get fantastic results and were able to help people achieve success, help people manage their differences in relationships, in marriage, were able to improve productivity on people when applied at workplace. And each of them went on to write certain books which go on to build this whole theory of transaction analysis and help you understand this better. Then there is, of course, Dorothy James Wood wrote the book which is a famous multi-million copies sold called Born to Win, and there is Muriel James writing about choosing success. So this was the basics of transaction analysis. Leonardo Eric Berne's ability to help you understand your personality, understand other people's personality, and thereby improve your communication and your ability to build relationships and assert was something that was very classical. So during this series, I'm going to first explain to you this whole idea of what is the theory of transaction analysis, help you understand each of the ego states in details during my next part of this series, and subsequent part I will try and talk about how transactions play out, what are the different kinds of transactions, and eventually we move into understanding the impact on sales. So keep watching this series. I'm sure going through this and building your understanding on TA will help you become more effective at being an assertive salesperson and could be very impactful. Thank you very much.